Hey guys, Rich and Camila here,
Hi.
and we had a few minutes. We're in our office, in our home office in Miami, and we had a few minutes to kind of do a quick video. So we figured we'd do a case study to hopefully help some of the people that are just starting out to see like how a wholesale deal works from start to finish, and our strategy that we use in our business to basically create long-term wealth as well. So we'll talk about this house that we wholesaled in Davie, Florida. Okay, I guess you want to talk about how we actually found the deal and everything.
We found the deal because we were actually just driving around the area, looking at a different deal one day, and it was kind of like a little bit dilapidated, some boarded up, parts of the house, high grass, that kind of thing. And so we looked up the house and called the owners, and turns out they were in Michigan. They had inherited the property. They had a family member actually living there, kind of on and off, who was not in the best economical situation and needed actually some money to move up to Michigan with the rest of the family. So it worked out really well because they really wanted to sell it, and they saw a great opportunity to sell it to us and be able to cash out on their inheritance and just move up to Michigan. And I mean, the house was in really bad shape when we picked it up, so we got a really good deal on it, and then we sold it to somebody who fixed it up, made it look beautiful, and is now selling it themselves. So I don't know if you want to talk about the
Yeah, I'll
house.
talk about specifics. I mean, we purchased the house. After all was said and done, there were some things that had to be paid off, liens or whatever. But out of pocket from us, we were into it for $20,000, I believe. Yeah, $20,000, and we ended up selling it. I'm going to show you the house. It was in terrible shape for a total of $80,000 to someone that was going to rehab it. So we made a profit of $60,000 on our assignment. And let's show you the pictures of the house before, so you can get an idea of what we sent out and everything. So this is the email we sent out. We put it out at $79.9. We ended up selling it for the full price, $80,000. But look, check out how. Well, first here's our comps that we put out. You can see one sold for $146, one sold for $150, $147, and then there was one that sold for $225. All right, so this is the front of the house. I mean, you can see it needed a ton of work. Let's get inside the house. That's me there, looking at the hot water heater. I think that was the nicest part of the house. It was a faux fireplace thing going here. Let me show you the kitchen real quick. Yeah, pretty rough. I mean, we've seen worse. Definitely seen worse. Yeah, I mean, this was actually, we're kind of like, okay, it's livable. I mean, but basically,
It did need a lot of work, and there was certain things that had to be modified, like a bedroom that was formerly a garage that had to be properly converted.
Right here.
Like the floor needed to be brought up. Just things like that. The backyard was also in pretty rough shape, needed a pretty big cleanup.
Yep, the backyard right here. As you can see,
Lots of
there's
stuff
like a
back
little
there.
studio apartment in the back.
The studio apartment was really cool because the person who ends up buying the rehabbed house is going to have not only a gorgeous new house for their family, but also a suite that they could use for family members who live with them or want to stay with them, or they could even just rent it out for additional income on the side to help them pay their mortgage. So that's definitely something that we really loved about the place.
Okay, so as you can see, the house needed a lot of work, but after repairs, it's worth at least $150. I'm going to show you in a second the woman that repaired it, what she actually ended up getting the house under contract for. She just got it under contract just the other day. So we got it for $20. We sold it for 80. We only made $60,000 profit. We weren't being greedy. We could have definitely sold it for more. A lot of the wholesalers in Florida would have tried to put that at like 130, maybe 150 even. But you can't really be super greedy. The key here is to sell it as quickly as possible so that you can put that money to work for you in long-term wealth. That's what a lot of these gurus will tell you.
What we actually ended up doing with the money was we had another deal under contract. It was a house, a really big, nice house granted, needed a lot of work here in North Miami. So we bought that house straight out for cash, and then we bought it for like 25, and then we used maybe 25 or 30 to fix it up.
Right, and that one. So basically, yeah, and we're gonna be renting that out for what, 17 to 1800 a month?
Probably 17 to 1800.
Yeah. So, and basically the house pretty much cost us nothing. We were able to take also some cash out. We end up with money left over as well from the deal after repairing it, and now we have a property for basically nothing. That's a tax write-off. Yeah, paid off. Repairs paid and everything. Bringing in cash flow, and we're getting the tax write-off for being rental. And that's what we do with our property. That's why we wholesale properties, so that we don't have to go through loans and everything. We're in a good, strong cash position when we're buying our long-term properties and rehabbing them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that a lot of the gurus are teaching people, just to send thousands of letters and try to make, $1,000 or $2,000 a deal. $5,000 is good for a deal. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll ever create real wealth making $5,000 to $10,000 a deal.
Especially at what it costs to send out so many mailings.
I agree. I mean, it's very expensive to send out letters, and to make only $5,000 to $10,000, it doesn't pay, because it would take, again, you saw we had a $60,000 spread there. That is actually kind of on the low end. That's not really the greatest of spreads, but that will give you the money to be able to buy another property for cash, so you can create real wealth. When you're making 5 to 10, it's going to take a lot of properties to be able to make that. So here's what she did with the property, just to give you guys a full case study. She picked it up at 80 and painted that front of the house. Looks totally different.
She also installed new windows, changed out the doors, and totally redid the inside. And she did this both for the actual house and for the studio. So everything is consistent and looks the same, really clean and really nice.
Yeah, she put every bit of $30,000 into this place. Between the new flooring, new windows. Yeah, she had to update the air conditioning. She popped out. There was window units before, and now she put real central air. New kitchen. I mean, it looks like a brand new house. You wouldn't know that this was the same house. That's the backyard.
Big change.
She made the electric legal. She put gutter system in on even the little apartment thing.
So cute.
Really nice little house. That's actually the apartment bathroom. All right, so to recap, we found a property, looked run down, found the owners, contacted them, found out that they inherited the property and a family member was squatting in there, negotiated the price really low, very important, so we were able to get a nice spread. We bought it for 20, sold it for 80, we made 60. We sold it to a rehabber who bought it for 80, put 30 into it, just got it under contract for 207. They put it out at, I think, 209 or something. They got it for 207. They made a crazy profit of $100,000 or something like that.
Which, by the way, is actually right in the middle of the comps that we provided. Because I think the low comp was 150 and the high one was 225.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's about right, actually. Yeah, it's about right where, our comps are, you're right, good point. Comps are perfect.
Go on.
And she ended up, so she's sold it. We took the money, the $60K that we made, and invested that in a new property that we found. We could have flipped that thing for, we had people lining up for over $100,000 and something.
Probably 120, 130.
Yeah, like 120, 130. People were lining up. So we ended up buying it for 25 with our 60K, rehabbing the property. Okay, so now we're into that property for, what we put, 30 into that property?
Yeah, so
30.
into it for like maybe 60.
So we're into that house now for 60 of our own cash now. If the market bottoms out, we still have a property that we paid cash for because we don't have to worry about being over leveraged, which is a big problem. That's what I saw a lot of people lose their shirt back when the market collapsed last time. So we're into it for cash. We don't have any mortgage, and that's going to cash flow us between $1,700 and $1,800 a month. We don't have a rent yet. We are literally almost done with that rehab. So that's our strategy. That's how we wholesale, and then we turn around and we turn into long-term growth. You want to say something?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's pretty much what works for us, how we do it, and how we plan for our future in terms of investing the money that we make. And
we didn't spend a dime on sending out letters or doing anything crazy work. I mean, it took us, maybe we were in the thing for a very short period of time just to find the owners. But I mean, nowadays that's really easy, just searching on the internet. And we were able to make 60 grand and turn that into something that's giving us monthly income for the rest of our lives and into forever, our grandkids. And
I mean, we could have just
have that property,
kept that what we made on that deal, and we could have flipped the North Miami deal, and then I could have had just like a ton of Chanel. But instead, we decided not to do that, and it was actually my decision.
That was her idea, to give up on a Chanel bag
and go for the North Miami.
Go for that house. But I think you have enough Chanel though. So okay. So I hope that answers. I hope that's kind of helps some people that are new to see a deal from start to finish and how someone actually grows wealth with it. If you guys have any specific questions or something that we didn't answer for whatever reason didn't touch upon, feel free to put it in the comments, and hopefully we can answer your question for you and help somebody out. And if you guys do have a deal that you think there's a good enough spread, you can always contact us and we can partner with you on it. So, all right,
guys. Hope you liked our video, and I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon.